Sambula binaga kasabe kinta paki nonda programa baru taki na Vakekeli na Radio Fiji 1 na ndo mebiti ene ka vini singa mo ni tini kua bagana be bangandi taki enda ndo bodo tiga makina ena matagani kua yan kena na magiti na vali bola ni binding dingi ena nonda banu me arto na mai nonda bulang itiko ena nonda iwas ni muna baru taki na Vakekeli ene ka vi enda ingoka kau bangandi taki kemuni ni sa tiko sangoka na Supervisor of Elections Mr. Muhammad Sanim kabagatan ngaki na Director Operations ang sa inisya ni Mulyo Maramanita beto maniti ko may nabungi nila malako may nabali bola ni winding en nonda mata ni tukan do na kabi binaka en kena may bagata kiliti ko weekend na nonda bagara utay kenda tiko may balat na winding lebu sa kursa tiko nonda bunu nonda sabaga na mata tiwani kina en ngauna saranga enda beita mo tiko ani kina ngok ya enda sana bagang bulu sartiko buan Supervisor of Elections Mr. Muhammad Sanim, sir, Bula Vinaka and welcome to the show.
Bula Vinaka, and it's good to be on the show.
I believe the listeners out there tuning in to Radio Fiji 1 this afternoon who would like to know more about the preparations of elections of office elections, about how we've been doing now and how well you've been prepared for the general elections.
Well, thank you very much. I apologize. This show I will be speaking in English.
Right.
Of course, Director of Operations Anna Senimoli will translate for me. And as far as preparations are ongoing, the Fijian Elections Office has all the machinery as well as human resource and other resources are in place to conduct the general election. We are ready and on standby mode, waiting for a date to be announced.
Thank you, Serena. I believe that members of the public and those who are eligible to vote and have not been yet registered, when will you close the registration date?
The last date for voter registration is the date the writ will be issued, and at the moment the writ has not been issued, so people can still register.
Na boleh besar avec kemuni na ndo bodo tiumai na ronin do kene bagande maramanita?
Saba madata kachik na turang Supervisor of Elections na walayada ena me baduritik na ngona sasulikin na writ. Sana pakarot tambakia na nasalian terang na presidente. Ya sana me otitiukina na walayada. Me balata nito bakabakarau na ronan dolatin kawal na bending dingi levo. Me bakasa tukuno cho Mr. Sanim kito sabak tu barau kito sawa watu ngango na singa na tukuni kina tikni singa ni bending dingi.
Pina boleh besar maramanita Mr. Sanim, so far how many parties have registered to take part in this general election?
So far we have 8 political parties that are registered.
And they are?
So there is Fiji First, Sodelpa, NFP, Fiji Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party, Freedom Alliance, Hope, and Unity. Unity Fiji, actually.
I believe most of the people out there are still wondering when can the parties start off with their campaigns.
They can campaign now. There is no restriction.
Pinawalebo Mr. Sanim, there's a call on the line. Pinawalebo sir na nanggirima nimbula binak. Nimbula? Yeah, nimbula binak, nimbula.
Nisambul Saka, good afternoon to our chief guest. I believe this is Supervisor of Election.
Nimbula.
Nimbula Vinaka. Just to add on to a wonderful job that you people are doing right now compared to the past election for the last 30, 40 years ago. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, and all the best to you and your staff.
Vinaka Vaklevu.
Naka, Nisamataka.
Binawali besar na sasangan giriti kumai na singale muni ko ni kako di nguladaba na nonggobe pagandita ki ni tiko na Supervisor for Elections weekend and dalo matar tarti ko membela taron da babarau yan buku ni be ndingi kanda waga mina bole yan buku ni ngir ni be ngandi taki sa ngole tiko moya na ba taro ka ngole tiko mai me baleta na be ndingi kena be bonu mbeka ronda na ngole kina. How many polling stations are there in this general election?
At the moment, the number of polling stations is decided by the number of voters. Our current estimates are that we will have around 2,167 polling stations for this election.
Pila wali usar ndur kene bagan jawa maramanita?
Na kanga sa madalta ko na turanga supervisor of election. Kita na naman kiti kumena rote ronondo lundonan rawan sangapul kabit na polling station. Na winding elevo.
Pila wali usar ana be bagan dita ki be kemun ndo bodo tiko mai na na baga to tiki ko na lebu ni bonwa na baga dur kina be diningi mai na lebu ni le ni bonwa era na baga itabi na buku ni be dingi yongo. What is your message to the public? How important it is for someone to take part in the general election?
First of all, the election is the first step to choosing your representative in government. Everybody has the right to vote for a person they feel should be their representative in government, and this can only be done through elections. So in terms of your responsibility, you have a direct role in choosing who runs the country for the next 4 years and how those policies will affect your livelihood. And therefore, that is the first and foremost reason everybody should vote.
No, well, we are non abbiamo detto con supervisor of elections weekend e capi and indai e non dai tavi andundua. E abbiamo detto con non dai tavi andundua. Sempre abbiamo marmanita?
Andon binaka turanganita me kami sa tukonote na supervisor of election na vending se bana itabi pakai itabi na vending na dondono. Ya na nonda lending taka na matentu sa na nonda mata ndo binakat me bature na parlamenti. Kaya kito ndo vya kambaraktinga nikina na nomni dondon na leni banua kaya na dingi taki na orta na mata bakature na parlamenti na nonda toso ni liwe.
Na wali usara ba ikibina ndo dingi taka na Vakekeli e ndo manda na nonda dengu legalaka. Na wale buta mantalti ko na nonda Vakekeli na Radio Fiji 1 na ndo mibiti na ekabiniko na ngo bibanga diti ko bekemuni nonda bulang itiko na ekabenda na supervisor of elections Mr. Muhammad Zanim ka robito kanitiko mai na director operations maramanita ana sa iniseni moli na aiba madala membalata nonda babaroti ko na bindingi lebu ka nda babaroti ko kina na lomani ambakingoka. Sisang ni madala tiko weekend na kena tikini singa paka sabah di tiko weekend na nonda bulangnya Mr. Zanim ia sama madala tingan lebu ni partisan isong-isong ba politiki na sana bagai tabi bisi bitaka tiko na indamendambi na kena benga ati tiko na indamendambi na buku ni dingi lebu da baga rau tiko nikina mbalata tiko na kena baga rau takina na vika tuve do numero 20 di karsang ni chiko na nonda bono ataban na itubutu besako
Me bakanga sa tarang tako o tarang matanggali membalitir nga na bekanda riti kumai biasa buru-buru sa rabato kaiti kumera overseas voters nangonongo saro titiko wala nondolu saro tamba kiti kunya danda nirba titiko mai venotani membaleti ranga irer nang karabi tikuna postal voting yana wala ni vending dingir na bador ken be irna wekandango irna beta bitik na postal voting anange dollar tikon na wala sen application form per na postal voting anangon sa kadibaki kinana tikini singa ni vending dingi an announcement of the election date. Yasa ngen dola tikina na application form there na postal voting.
Bilang boleh besar mangramanita, antara kan takar mon telefoni sargando, bilang boleh bunang girmai nimbula benak?
Ya, tomalan rombula malek.
Nimbula.
Iya. Evi chukala taro chungo, na kene matenga, ramba kani soleta ko supervisor election na mobile number, mateng taro ya, rawa. Ruangan taro, eroni tukuna tulang tamay na nonra na alam ko na wili ni patira na duritiko. Kena ketulungan ni taro, uto tinagutaro. Na dingi kede bagay duritungo, lebu chuko na invalid vote. Yo plan invalid vote mo nakakire. Andalilay ni balabutu na babara unda kabayani. Another pa na itumutubar to sa tubaratiko. Meron ni kama da mesa ko saranga na invalid vote na binting-dingin ko. Pinakitulungan na tarong ko.
Mr. Sadi.
Thank you. I think he hung up. I just wanted to ask which area he was calling from, so I could have given him the details of the person from that area.
I believe he is calling from Lambasa.
Okay. There's an office in Lambasa, and if you want a mobile number for somebody from Lambasa, I can give you a number for somebody from there. 8906-061. The divisional manager's name is Lazaro. 8906-061. In terms of number of political parties, there are 8 political parties in this election. Invalid votes. So, and I will help translate here. In the 2014 election, we had 0.75% invalid votes.
And ano binding ron dolatin ka pa 0.75% ayan na invalid vote to dako.
Not even 1%.
Yasang manangan ni dona pasende.
In 2006 election, we had 9% invalid votes.
Na binding na ron dol ka ano adyo na pasende na invalid vote.
In 2001 election, we had 11% invalid votes.
Na ron dol kandua atin kandua na pasende na invalid vote.
1999 elections, we had 9% invalid votes.
Pagkatanga kina na binding natin kadiwa di sa kadiwa adyo talaga na pasende na invalid vote.
So if we look at history and look at 2014 had the lowest percentage of invalid votes.
Kapkanda reda na binding sa kadabakot yana sa supervisor election na binding ron dol katin kawali letondo kina na pasende ni invalid vote.
Now that it shows that voters were able to use the current electoral system and vote with a proper vote and not lose their vote.
Kene barate nga ya na ron dol tin kawa arawir na lenwano mera tora matua se mera tora binaka na ninding na kene balbal ni binding balata nga based ka na electoral system ka bang tak.
In our system, there are 2 ways to protect a vote. One, the electoral system is very simple. You only have to mark the number of the candidate you choose.
Na electoral system ka bang tak ko na binding ko rasar oya menda tonga na number ni wala sen na candidate number.
Secondly, we don't defeat a vote on technical grounds. We check the vote and see what was the intention of the voter.
Katalangan kene karua bayana nito bangarame keto reda na dabundi na inaki ne ko ya me vending dingi se batu kaiti ko na intention of the voter.
The intention sometimes can be seen from the paper, but maybe the voter was nervous and did not mark the ballot properly, and so it depends on the people in the polling station if they can know who the voter wanted to vote for.
So nangone don rendre menda reda na nitongam beka sia ko de endingi taka ko me vending dingi ingo batamba kindua Gwenda sultan nga ver korba itabiti ko en alumni polling station amertoreda se dava mbeka na inaki na ko maybe vending dinges na tonga imbita toka.
So this means when a voter comes to vote, all efforts are made to try and learn who the voter wanted to vote for and ensure that the vote from the voter goes to that person.
Ngone kena bimbi kena veketo meketo ndoreda na ngole mekene ndo me vending dinges na pepa ni vending dingi oya nene torreda se meketo reda matua mai o deindi na evina katoko njingi taka se mekena kombeka ba madal taka na supervisor of election na neto reda kan dikeba matua ya na intention of the voter.
Thank you.
No vale buena herna iba mata landa dingo maroti ko na kabini ko baga na tara mo tiko am lambasa ena ndu manda landa dingo legalek. Tomani sakati ko nanda Vakekeli na kabini ko bambota ni sale usurti ko ngiri dingomi apakani nanda bulangiti ko na supervisor of elections Mr. Muhammad Sanim ka pambota ni samatata tiko na isa unitaro rausu mitaro tiko ni kina ke na itoka ni director operations ano sa ni sinimu ile maramanita en eka vendenda ndono kanda toka mon telefoni sarkandua na vale busar na wato kan imbula binak
mama
nimbula
oge awatro maguro nimbakai mga magaranda kato sa step down kinama Fiji first government sa tiko kinuluto campaign.
Sa ko ana monitor?
Iyo. Nakmaniru.
Ya, bina kanda sa natawara kala kinisa may buwana ng dabulan?
The answer to that question is under the current electoral legal framework, the cabinet will stay in their positions until the parliament, until the writs are returned. So the Prime Minister and all the ministers will remain ministers until the Electoral Commission returns the writ, which is election is over, the results are out, seats are allocated, and then the Prime Minister's position will be taken over by the next Prime Minister. The Leader of Opposition also stays in the Leader of Opposition's seat until the results of the election are given back to the President.
Lebu ma mese pengana nominitaro oya na matintu sena cabinet orta wena didi tikungaya ningoe wili talanga kina ya na leader of opposition erta na didi tikungaya ningoe me ada pasar na ngona esa pasuka italikina na madal ni vending dingi sena ngona erta esa pasuka kina electoral commission batoka ito kuna nirta sa return takana rit bana president dia sanange na madala talme kina ko de na matentu enange me didi taraba ya miso mga walak nominitaro orto na matentu ngo wili kina leader of opposition erto na didi tikungain kina erto na didi tingain ngo
na wale busar maramanita ndo kada toka mon telefoni sarkando bina wale buna ma toka ngole nawe kando yendo tele nawe kando kana na wale una ngirma ina Vakekeli nimbula binak
ya nimbula binak ba mbul tal tunga binonda bulong to kae. I just want to ask one question. When I went to the last election, when I went to my polling station, there were two lines. And they checked my name and they say you have to go to that line. But before that, in 2006, I only go to one line. Everybody in that polling station will be follow one line. And I don't know why we have two lines now. To me, it's not transparency when we have two lines.
Thank you. I think the definition of transparency is when you get to see everything that's happening in front of you. Two lines has nothing to do with transparency. But let's just tell you what's the story here. In 2006 election, 4,000 voters were all supposed to vote at one polling station. So all 4,000 would have to stand in one line. If that's because you had 7 days to vote. So if you didn't get to vote on Monday, you come back on Tuesday and join the line again. If you didn't get to still vote, you have to come back on Wednesday and vote again. So, Anna, maybe this much first.
Naka, na ronondol kawano, me kabartak na turang supervisor, na vending ya vador te kana lo mani vit na singa me vatoto vatako kwa na rono doltin ka va kwa vador nga na dona singa so na point dia tor ko te tak mana we kanda ya kana menta wawa bana laini oya enta na sota batale ana bakengo.
In the 2014 election and under the current framework, we have limited 500 voters per polling station. That means voters have 10.5 hours, 500 people have 10.5 hours to go and mark their ballot paper. This means you don't have to wait for 4 days, but we've increased the number of stations. So in 2006, one station for 4,000 voters, 2014, 2018, now we will have 5 stations for, not 5, 8 stations or 9 stations for 4,000 voters. So in 2014, majority of the polling places had 100% voters turn up and vote by midday. So that was convenient, it was quick. Voters were able to mark their ballot paper and go home. They didn't have to come back the next day to catch up with the line. And that is why the system has changed. Now, if I tell you, when I started with this definition of transparency, there is more transparency with 500 people per polling station rather than 4,000 people per polling station for 7 days. There is more transparency with 500 people per polling station in 1 day. So, Anna, please.
Naka na ronondol kawa na vanondolue per na lenu vanno se voters mbiwe nando na vanno vending dingi ser elketa kendo na polling venue na ronondol tin kawa alimanan raw na lenu vanno elketa kendo na polling station me bakasa ba reta coach na supervisor of election na vending dingi ngo ba dona singa chini bi mama na wa aya na vending dingi na ba dorie yang ana kena duindo ina veka vaidori na ronondol kawono pat kena veka na vaidori na ronondol tin kaba.
Pina wale bo mambo tani se ko tikumbeka na isaunita rondo tale na veka ande toka na mon telefone sergandua. Pina wale bona kena dingi tagina Vakekeli nimbola benak.
Bula to the supervisor election and the fellow staff. I have been a voter since 1987. From 1987 before the coup and up to the last one, 2014. What I would like to say is that I'm very, very impressed with the way the election has been coordinated since the one in 2014. On a personal note, I could see the confidence with the supervisory election and how things are done. Especially from the last elections as we are gearing up for this upcoming election. A lot of things have been, a lot of awareness has been done and a lot of advertisement about how we go about things. And I would like to say thanks to the supervisor of election for the good work and the hard work that had been done since the last election from 2014 as they prepare for this upcoming election. Thank you so much.
Na wale usar na ngirma ya nando nanda dengula gala kamber ndara ngai wale batti kona anonda bulangi na ikuriti kuna nitutuku we kemunina. Na wale usar to maniti ko weekend na nanda Vakekeli na ekabi niku Mr. Zani, would you like to respond to our last caller?
Thank you very much. And to the last caller, I'd like to thank you for your confidence in the Fijian Elections Office. I have got a team of very dedicated individuals who are all focused and minded to run the 2018 general election to the best we can. We would like to ensure that Fijians experience a different election, a much better, more efficient election in 2018. And that is our only endeavor this year.
Na wale mambo tani se ko chika na bosni boga bina kama ivana supervisor of elections ka bibundi tiko bi kemuni no kangu na wale usar na ngiri tiko mai saba bibundi tiko nindu na tibi bina kai tiko ena buku ni kenan garabi na bi ndingi na lamani ambak ngoko ndona kanta to mon telefone serando bina wale usar na ngiri mai nimbola bina
Iya nimbola bina ka mala Just a question to the supervisor of election. Regarding the voting registration, I've got a voter's ID card. Can I use that in any polling station, or is it in the previous elections where we are, like, for example, I was staying in Rewanga the last time in 2006, so we were told to go to John Wesley College. That's where we were told to go to vote. But now I'm living in Novala Beach. So just question, the voter registration and the voter ID card that we have, we can go to any polling station, sir?
Na wale buna kangu ni kuni ngole tani kira chikoronda pulang imuni na torto kamandanga muni telefoni mero ni roda bitang notiko.
Thank you very much. First of all, if you have changed your address, please update your address details with us, so that you are listed to a polling venue closest to you. In Fiji, you can only vote where we assign you, meaning your name has to appear in the voter list of the polling station that you are visiting. So you can easily do that. Just text your voter card number to 1500.
Right.
And it will tell you where you are currently listed to vote. If it's not the place you want to vote somewhere else, go to one of our hotspots that are open this week, and you can update your details, and they can put you at a polling station closest to your residence.
Thank you. Very efficient service, sir.
Thank you.
Na wale usara, na wale buna ndo bado toka mai na kabini kuan na nanda iwas ni muna baru tagina Vakekeli nimbula benak.
Ya, tomala.
Nimbula.
Ya, nimbula malakatale. Yo, ambula tale buana nanda supervisor.
Nimbula.
Ki nona lingai matau.
Nimbula binaka.
Iyo, awa binaka tahu cukup na solitaro dosa somora tau mai. Niu tortungannya na nunggu bosa. Yo binaka ni dosa bawa binaka cuma awa binaka tak. Nama tenga di taro. Walu na patira na dura biningin gue. Nama tenga di taro bekila wala na ada ni pati. Ko na ada ni pati walungo. Mata ni taro na karo ni taro. Tosa lagi cukup na wili ni wili di bote. Yo ya cukin nariri ko rawa ni vagabuna ni malu mucho ko na mundo utaka na mundo utabi ndong karabati ko nakena sanga mero ni mundo kina ni vele di bot kaya ba tagi ni malu muna non tababuli na le ni bonua au bekele na bi bandita ki may bekim do ni nabe dingin ko saro ni bagandita ki obiti ni sara matat na kamera na lakaba yan nonra ivola ni nabelat pipa pero ndatong ba bina kamera ni sa 0 pa siya na saranga sabi na kan sa 0.75 sali tumula ka na 9 10 11 yo buna ka timay bago may 0 saranga yo na ucho ni taro sama lagi cuma nabi dingin ngai kuni chiko ni chiko nandu indui maybe na pati lebu na nandu indui chiko na kenra maliwa around indu na itabi ni election office mera ni sangai mera bantu batak na bay pati ngo sesar na lai bitunga mera ndu indui tu bango mentangai indui tal tunga kino kenta mentana we ding binaka.
Thank you. First questions first. The names of 8 political parties. So we'll start again. Fiji First, Social Democratic Liberal Party, National Federation Party, People's Democratic Party, Fiji Labour Party, Unity Fiji, Hope, and Freedom Alliance. That's the names of all the parties that are contesting the election. In terms of invalid votes awareness, Fijian Elections Office has carried out awareness in March and April this year, and then we are now doing awareness in the second round right now, so that we can cover the whole country again. We have released how to vote materials well in advance. We released it in March this year. We're distributing it again. inside the polling station, there are 4 instances when a person can be informed on how to vote. So it all depends on the voter. Whilst we try and do a 0%, there will always be mistakes made by people. There is always going to be, it's 634,000 people. Someone can make a mistake, but of course we are trying 0%. The difference between the political parties, the major differences of political parties will come out once the manifestos come out, and then you will be able to see what are their policy challenges to each other. So that's all I can say at this point in time.
Ronin dole kena I baganda marama Anita?
Naka, me wakanga sa tabuto na supervisor, ngawaluti ko na political parties, ayan na Fiji First, NFP, PDP, Fiji Labour Party, Unity Fiji, Hope, Freedom Alliance Party, Vakekeli na sa Delpa. Membalata nga ko na taro kalakti membalata na invalid votes na Fijian Elections Office te ko na bakyong ko kita sa te ko kambaraktivyani na weka membalata na wending dingi batang bakyong do aya na ken mo may tongga na no mo ballot paper ya salak dengan kina na neto awareness ngonong go salak tel tiko na neto awareness na neto veti mi sarti kan ngor to kambarakti ni kuna ngola talenga na no mo wano ni wending dingi mo durlam ni polling station esa bakambiri tale tu nga sana wano ya na no mo na tonga bada na no mo pepa ni wending dingi oya na pato kay mo tonga wiring si ombita na kuros circle tick se cross membalata na ndui ba political party na ngonong ko keto ising nindu na neto kambek nito neto role na enati ko na ndui ver na political party o keto sing by tab te keto kina na Fijian Elections Office
Wale besar marmanita wambo tani ni sa tingko matiga na ibagan joni tutuku karu bugi kenta tiko kina na supervisor of elections ki director operations en ekabini ko ya enandu manda na nonda dengula galek. So laki buat kau bikin derus nga bulu na meniti me tulu na kaloko na ekabini Vakekeli ekabiti kuni singa mo tienda ingok ndono kan de tokar mon telefone sa ngando bina wale usar na matok nimbula binak
mbula binak
nimbula
na ron dol tin ka ba tu kuni na njonga ni singa na ranga kina na bilig tingi na wili tala na kina wa la ka kina ndona kina public holiday aurere ona bilig tingi na tin ron dol tin ka ba ni bi ro asar kana mara rabiling ting manabian ya no le la ko na bi ulu ni no antonga na singa ngawira na raka na tampane ni mbula kena bi kataleso o tinge mendo tuna singa nda vengu tu se bi do cha sangali wilike ko ngona wakati ngone singi transparency ngona kake bata tu ni bi kan njonga na singa na ngona ngani wilike dingi ngana singa ngana wilike kin ngo sanga me songo tel tu ni ngori William Gosling na kontena bula rambi tikina ngatepa o te sanga ndona kena singa ni badiding wirna rakata ko tsange mai William ko ya guna no mutima ikene ni zona kena public holiday sang sa tuni zona kena lava.
Yes, thank you. I think what the gentleman was saying is that 2014 was a one-day election, but it happened for 2 weeks. This is what happened in 2014. The election for 500,000 people took place. 520,000 people voted on one day. That's a one-day election. 2006, about 396,000 people voted over 7 days. Now, it was a one-day election. 17th of September, everybody voted. The same night, counting took place. Results came out the same night. For places that were not accessible by road or by easily accessible, like the remote areas, the islands, they voted ahead of the elections. So it doesn't mean the whole election was for 2 weeks. The election took place one day. Even for places where there was pre-poll, election was only conducted on that day. After that, no elections took place. So that's why we said it was a one-day election. 2014, 17th of September was election day. 520,000 people voted on 17th of September. So I think to combine it all and think it was like 2006 where it happened for 7 days is not correct. It only happened on one day. Anywhere else where pre-poll took place, that was also one day. It was not that half the people for pre-poll voted today and then the next day the second half voted. Everybody had to vote within that time. So that's a one-day election.
Na wale besar mermanita ni nganda mun dura kini bangandau.
Na kama sa mga nataro ta ngal tik may bana waturang na wakanda e naronon dolo tin ka ba andu na singa na vending dingi aya nakatin ka vitu ni September arota limanan ro sanga bol nondo luna lenta matara vending dingi na singa ya me pakabartak tumay naturanga ya ni arona madha na vending dingi esenga veir na wekanda rati kumay na pre-poll voting resengo na tikumay na veyan yano na vevano andre menda yada nikina oira vending dingi talenga anduanga na singa talenga veira me kiropa matata tambanga na kenandu ya oira na election day voters ya oira vending dingi na singa ni vending dingi na rondoltin kabaya na tin kabit ni September pati kaira na pre-poll voters oira vending dingi talenga iliu iyo anduanga na singa ra vending dingi kina asinga ni ruatu na madha wana andola tu me vending dingi kambanga ya terang neta
Bina wale besar ando tele na wekanda to kana mon tele boli sarando bina wale bunan girma ini bula binak.
Bula binak palma.
Nimbu.
Erong amin ko paro Yamin ay ang watarong ay niliw sa mundo na to December na written election. Eva ba saran ni campaign ko na woni be party session. Kini keluar balik pasang balik pengaruh kutari balik masyarakat orang kecinggang gua kan ministan ni Fiji first na sudi labo makar pa bo kitiku. Iya kini keluar ni nang kutaro. Nalawa sanggil kecinggang kini invalid votes. Karena previous elections. Dulu na dong waktu legislature votes, balik na invalid votes, balik ni tersandul laksana ngawir na naman na nagturo, wir na political parties, wir na constituencies, nilai baguli virango, bukan salah lagu main na matintu, bila boleh bersama na tax, nilai baguli. Sanggili ngamen na invalid voters na kamala.
Pero ningole ndura kere na kangwero no ni natoka ruota katale mandangan na munitar.
Namatay ni paro.
Iyo.
Yung kan December na written elections.
Koya?
Sabi mabog tinango na Fiji first. Na sulilabon na labo kinan road minister na sa Jarawabo ki. Sa dito ko nangalala na one political parties na sa campaign. Jadi keluar nganggo nangon na dindingi do release na invalid voters baleta uy na political party satu ngan constituencies jadi babu division matan dindingi na terus yang go salah gutu nela mating tu servis ka chichi ko ni dulu ko na wabo kina reli babu divi sanggil gutu ngam invalid voters nakabali
Na wale besar.
First of all, the official campaign period starts once the date of election is announced. So there is no law that says you cannot campaign. So like Sodelpa is having lots of pocket meetings, National Federation Party is having pocket meetings, Unity Fiji is having pocket meetings, Fiji Labour Party is having pocket meetings. So all of them are campaigning. All the parties are campaigning, Fiji Fest is billboards. So campaigning is pretty much happening, except that official campaign starts once the election date is announced. Now, there was something about giving of money. There is a very clear-cut way of looking at it. If an activity is happening as part of a pre-planned government policy initiative, that is clear. It is not campaign. But if it is something that is suddenly started just prior to the issuing of the writ, that then has to be relooked at. But if it's something that is an ongoing activity, for example, like a road is being built and it's nearing completion in election year, that's because the road was being built. But if the road is not being built from long time back, then there is different questions. So that's public financing, public funds for campaigning has to be looked at in that way, whether it was an initiative that started before, when did it start, how did it start, and those things. It can't be just one general assumption. Of course, there is always in elections there is always the argument. The parties that are not in government will say government is always using public funds for campaigning. So that is standard. People have to get because we haven't had that many elections in Fiji. We are not so used to it, but in other countries that's standard practice. Now, in terms of invalid votes, even with constituencies where you only had one ballot paper with 10-12 candidates, the invalid votes was 9%. So with a ballot paper that has 242 numbers on it, if you have only 0.75%, I don't think it's a bad thing. Now, we should actually have 0%, which will be the best. But we cannot guarantee you 0% because people will make mistakes. Even people with PhDs can make a mistake and later on realize I made a mistake. So that is the answer to the two questions.
Vale, bobambota ni sai ko chiko na isunitaro weekend e kami ko maramanita wa toto ndosara na kene wande totolo ni ngande pa mun orita
na tarot ko tadak mena maramaya balatan na political parties na campaign mepkanga sa pamadal ko jo Mr. Sanim nangonongo sa sultu nangalala berna na political party merla ngolea ni rada kabunan rombos na bekabaya na official campaign kompakam pamadal tak chuko supervisor nangona sa issue kina na read sa sanangel kan official campaigning ya membalata na ken ko tadak mena maramaya na ken visuelect kan nila boy kebaka a part of the government policy sebaka namatin tunggu sa tiguna non to plan be kamer to bator dak ta ko ya ken bator dak tambak nangun sala na upgrade ni ngun sala ya itu nga non to tu namatin tu sing ninda na ka lenga kina membalata nga na invalid vote me baka nga kita saba madal ta ka ko sa lebuti kana ni to bila ka ke kambrak tu ka ni ya na ken tongkai se na wal ni tonga na no ballot paper o ya me pamadal ta mo kan invalid vote enati ko nga o na baka mbeka na badal kata kana non repepa enati ko nga na pasenda ya na invalid vote
na vale bukemuni na ndongi takar na Vakekeli sai ko chiko na nda Vakekeli na kami ko sama I tomo ikenda ko songa una kanda boka bilang tale bogando wana nonda bulangi Supervisor of Elections, thank you for presence being our guest for this afternoon's Vakekeli. Wale usar maramanita, me da bana mada tumai san gumas Monica Lungata Kanganga.